Because Parker's disadvantage, however fine a middleweight he was, he's always fighting huge guys, much bigger guys like Dwight Davidson, who towered over him. Now he's got an equal-sized opponent, and they both punch with great authority.
Mugabi was attempting the stare, but Parker would not have any of it. Looking away, John Mugabi calls himself the Beast and uses the nickname with affection. He's 23 years old, now living in London, England, born in Uganda. And Curtis Parker, 24-year-old out of Philadelphia, born and raised in Philly, record of 24-4, 20 by knockout. And as we mentioned earlier, for Mugabi, his biggest test. Parker has been in there with more credible opponents. He did lose twice to Mustafa Hamsho, lost in a war to Wilfred Scipion.
They are throwing some heavy punches, very heavy punches by Curtis Parker. As far as the body attack is concerned, that will certainly tell a toll if he's around in the 4th or 5th round.
And Parker's trademark has... Oh, he got hit by the left hand of Mugabi. And he's pushed down. That is not a knockdown. Parker usually does start very fast and likes to swarm all over his opponent.
And certainly Mugabi is the same. He likes to get out of here fast. A lot of tension right here between these two fighters, and the audience is coming up to this slugfest.
Domination by Parker.
If there was ever a definition of toe-to-toe, you just saw it.
Oh, right hand by Mugabi, and Parker is hurt. John Mugabi has Curtis Parker in trouble here in the opening round.
Bear in mind, Curtis Parker has never been down, never been knocked out, and yet he faces a man that is pummeling him.
Halfway through round 1, scheduled for 10. John Mugabi.
Curtis Parker's going to have to decide to abandon that body attack every time he goes to the body. Mugabi sounds his gong with a good right hand.
And again the right hand to stun Parker. And Mugabi looking to put him away. Curtis Parker in big trouble with just under a minute left in round 1.
I can't imagine what's holding up Curtis Parker. No one has ever withstood that punch before. He has no legs.
He's trying to shake it off. Down to 45 seconds left.
Curtis Parker has no legs left. Mugabi mistakenly walked away thinking he had been given a standing 8 count.
And there's no standing 8. That was a push. Look out. Look out. And very wisely, the referee, Max Parker Jr., able to get in. There is no standing 8 here in Tampa. Of the bout. And Parker looking to shake it off. That's time remaining in the round.
He can't go on. He cannot go on. He cannot go on.
Mugabi is poised. The referee is letting it continue, and that'll do it. Time running out. And John Mugabi being kept away. Boxer can be saved by the bell, but let's see, did the referee call it?
Yes, he did. He fell out. He's waved it off.
Okay,
he is obviously out on his feet. Or, in this case, out on his backside.
John Mugabi, first round knockout. Looked to be some indecision by Max Parker Jr., and I'm wondering if the outpouring into the ring was what stopped this bout.
I don't think Parker could have gotten back in. He just barely got up after the first knockdown. I don't really think he could have continued anyway. He didn't respond to questions, didn't open his mouth and say a word. I don't know why they let it continue. However, he is now saying, why did they stop it?
That's right. Nothing was clearly indicated. I agree with your point that Parker could not have continued, but there was no clear-cut indication. Here's one of the early flurries by Mugabi, the left hand, to send Parker to the ropes.
Now watch this right hand of Mugabi is lethal. He has been landing it with force off the jaw of Parker. There it is. No one could take that.
And now the finisher.
Now, this is when he has gotten up. He's in terrible shape. See that right hand? That should have never even landed because the fight should not be continued. He's outside the ropes. He cannot get back in. I agree with you. The referee was weak and indecisive in signaling that the fight was over. He should have been more in command, and that no doubt should have been registered in the minds of Parker's corner.
So, Curtis Parker, who 2 years ago was world ranked, moving in the direction of a title shot that he lost to 3 straight tough decisions to Mustafa Hamsho, Wilfred Cipion, lost to Dwight Davison. All this within a 9-month period. Lost in a rematch to Hamsho, and then turned it around, but going up against John Mugabi, and it turns out to be not much of a test for the 23-year-old from Uganda, who just continues along his merry way, making it a record of 20-0, all 20, and included nearly 200.